I'm Grace Torie, and you're listening to That Girl the Podcast. Grab a beverage of choice and settle in, because the new episode is starting now. Hey guys, what's up? It's your girl, Grace Torie, and I'm back with a whole new podcast episode. I am vibing. I just had an incense little stick going, and it just finished. I have my bunny laying in my lap. We are Vibe Central right now, Vibe City. And I did not plan an outline for this episode, so we'll see what we end up with. I just wanted to chill with you, catch up, and not have a plan for once in my life. So we're kind of going to talk about that mindset, but before we do, of course, we have to have a life update. Who would I be if I didn't do a quick little life update? Yesterday I just ran some errands, went to Home Goods, had a little me, myself, and I day, went to the gym. That was nice, and now I'm trying to be back on track to be healthy. I'm going to try and go to the gym today if I get this done in time, but we'll see, so stay tuned. Also, I went to Louisville today with Josh and visited my family, so that was fun. Just a quick little trip for my stepdad's birthday, so we'll be up there next weekend as well, but it was good to drive up there though and go on a little road trip, just see all the things. I also, obviously, am not using a mic, if you can tell the difference. My bunny just climbed the furniture in the corner of the room. That's new. I literally have a mic. You can see it in the frame if you're on the video, but I guess it's not working. I'm gonna have to go to the Mac store because I think it's my computer that's not working and not my microphone, because the microphone's plugged in, it's working, got a new cord, like we're all good. I'm also using Josh's microphone instead of mine, that's why it looks like that, so it's 100% not the mic, and this all works on his computer, so that's why if it sounds a little rough, I'm so sorry. I didn't know that it was gonna do this because it was all working and stuff, and then it just stopped, and now it won't work again. So that's fun. I'll add going to the Mac store to my to-do list for this week. Yeehaw! But other than that, there's really nothing going on for my life. We're going to talk about my life update now, or not my life update. We're going to talk about what my mindset has been lately, and that's kind of like a big part of my life update, I guess. So we will do that right now, and that will be the main point of this video. I know, crazy. So basically, if you watched last week's Wednesday's episode, it was all about disconnecting, doing things different, being more natural, getting off of social media, finding like myself, and all those things. So that's fun, that's fresh, that's going well, but I didn't really dive into the change in mindset, because if you know me, I am very type A. I used to not be this way, but recently, as in the past couple of years, I've gotten very, very type A, very controlling. Everything has to be a certain way. I have to be in control at all times. I cannot leave anything up to chance. I have to do it, and I have to be constantly working towards a goal, or in my mind, it's not going to happen. There's no leaving anything up to a probability or a percentage. It 100% has to happen, and I do my best to control that. So while working hard and being ambitious and stuff are good qualities to have, this can get very toxic very fast, and it's something that I struggle with, and I know that is not necessarily great, and that I'm working on. So that is what I'm going to talk about with you all, and I just want to point out I'm not a therapist, I'm not a psychiatrist, I don't have a degree in psychology, so if you feel like anything I say is incorrect, or you want to have an opinion on it, or you don't think that that's the right way to go about things, I would love for you to talk to me about it, and maybe I can correct it. But this is what I think is the best way to go about navigating my mindset moving forward, based on the knowledge I have and the things that I've seen, and the conversations I've had. And at the end of the day, we're all just little human beings trying to navigate our way through life, and that's what this podcast is about. It's about navigating life in your 20s, the things I do to try and make it a little bit easier and reach my goals. So that being said, I'm always, always, always open to a conversation. It is a community for a reason. If you feel there's a better way to do things, please let me know. I have decided that I am just going to be going with the flow. And that literally gives me anxiety just to say, because I haven't really figured out what that means yet, how to get there, all those things. I am just, gosh, I'm a ball of stress. Like, I don't know how to sit down and do one thing. I have to be doing a lot of things. I freak out very easily. I'm not very good at just letting things happen, just relaxing, just being patient and seeing what comes out of things. None of those are talents I have. And I used to be very like trusting, like, oh, leave it up to God, just pray about it a little bit and it'll happen. That was like my mindset growing up, and I was very, very, very chill and go with the flow. But I guess when I got a little older and I got more anxious, where if I don't make money, I'm not gonna be able to pay my bills, or if I don't get food, it's not gonna happen, or if I don't work hard, I'm not gonna stay in my job, like everyone's replaceable, blah blah blah. The stakes got a little bit higher for me, and that is when I got extremely anxious and decided that I just will not leave anything up to chance. And it's really, really hard for me, especially with like the podcast and with certain things that I really want to be successful, because in my head, I've always been told that hard work equals success, but that's not necessarily true. Like, a lot of things are up to luck. A video going viral on like TikTok is up to luck. A podcast doing well a lot of that is luck. Obviously, you can do marketing, you can do hard work. The more you post, the more chances you have of something going viral. Like, the more on trend topics you talk about, the more likely your video is going to pop up in searches. There are things like that, but at the end of the day, it's all luck. We're all just human beings trying to get lucky, and that's a really hard concept for me to wrap my head around, that I can be the hardest working person on the planet and still not be the most successful. And I know that that's a very toxic mindset to have. Like, that's an extremely toxic way to look at things. Like, rest is not the enemy. Rest is not debilitating me from getting somewhere in life. Taking a day off is not going to completely ruin all the hard work that I've had and just negate it. And that's a really, really hard thing to think about, because I want to be in control. I want to control everything. I want everything to go exactly how I planned for it to, when I planned for it to, at that exact moment. When I am ready for something to work out, I want it to be successful. Like, when I've had a really hard day at work, I am like, why has my podcast not become a full-time gig yet? I've put in, 84 episodes? I think this is my 84th episode, question mark, possibly. Maybe my 94th. We're getting up there. It's a lot. And for me to sit there and be like, I've had a really hard day at work, how come this hasn't become a full-time job yet? Like, that, it's really hard for me to understand that everything happens for a reason, and things are going to work out when they're meant to work out. And no matter how hard you work, there's still a time and a place for everything, and it's all going to happen exactly how it's meant to. So I'm trying to embrace that, and it doesn't mean I'm going to be working hard less. It just means I need to take a break. I need to take a break from I don't want to say chains, but I feel like things aren't fun, and things aren't flowing, and things aren't positive, creative, passion driven, because I'm so burnt out from trying so hard to make it happen for so long. And I'm not like taking a break where I'm stopping posting episodes. Obviously, I'm still posting episodes. I'm still here, but I'm taking a break from spending so much time thinking about it. I spend 24/7 thinking about, well, how am I going to get to this next place? How am I going to progress? How am I going to do this? And I don't spend any time just being okay. Like, I'm not okay. I'm not okay with where I'm at. I'm not okay with anything because I want to be where I want to be so, so bad, and I want to be there now. So, this is just, if you feel like me, where you're like, I just want to be here, I just want to have the White House with the picket fence, I just want my career to be amazing, I just want my relationship to be in this specific place, I just want to have this amount of money in my income or in my bank account, I just want to have this car, this lifestyle, this body, this diet, this whatever, and you want it now, like me, this mindset is one that I'm adopting that is probably going to be really helpful for you. And one thing I have learned from the more spiritual side of things is that if you come at it with this desperate energy of it has to happen now, if it doesn't, what is going to happen, then it's not going to happen because you're fighting yourself. You're in a constant battle with yourself. And negative energy like that is not going to bring about the positive changes you want, and you just need to go with the flow. So that means something different for everyone, but for me that means that I need to stop. I just need to stop. I need to stop thinking. Literally, my mantra this week to kind of switch into this mindset has been no thoughts, just vibes. No thinking. We are not thinking, we are just vibing, we are just doing, we are just flowing. And that's where my head has been. So this is really hard. Like, when I say this makes my chest hurt because I'm so anxious about not thinking and just being okay, is really hard. And I have no answers of how I'm going to do this because right now it doesn't seem possible. It doesn't seem possible to just go with the flow. Like, it's hard. It's extremely difficult. It's not something that just comes easily. It's something that is learned. Just like it's learned to be absolutely psychotic and obsessed with the outcome. That is where I'm at right now. So I'm not saying that I didn't slowly get to this point and now it's something I have to unlearn, because that's absolutely what happened. Over time, I became more and more and more obsessed with controlling the outcome, and now I'm literally obsessed with controlling the outcome, and I need to unlearn that, and it's gonna be something that takes time for sure, but that's where I'm at right now. And ways that I've been doing that is just one, getting off of social media. I talked about all about how I'm disconnecting from technology as a whole in my last episode, but the main reason I'm doing that is one, I'm tired of being overstimulated. I think that not being overstimulated is going to be a huge help for me. And by removing a lot of the distractions and stimulants in my life, I think it'll be a lot easier to unwind and calm myself down. Second, I constantly compare myself to everyone else on the internet, all the other podcasters, all the other Instagrammers, YouTubers, TikTokers, all the other ideas out there, all the other things out there, all the other couples my age and where they're at in life, all the other everything. What are people wearing to the air store and how can I top that? Like, literally any place where I can compare myself and make it a competition, I do. And obviously being competitive and using others to push yourself is not a bad thing, but it becomes an issue when it's all you think about. And that's where I'm at. So that's why I disconnected from that, and that's been a huge help. I'm trying to fill my brain with things that are happy and positive because that's what I need right now. I need to uplift myself, remind myself that I am positive, I'm enough, I'm capable of things, because one thing I really struggle with is imposter syndrome. I don't think I'm capable of things. I don't think that, like, whenever I was talking to my mom about this, but whenever I get responsibilities, like at work, where they like believe in me and want me to take on this huge project, I get shocked because I'm like, you trust me to do that? Why? Like, and it's like I'm totally capable of doing it, but deep down, I don't think I am, and I don't know why. So that is one thing I am working on, is believing in my capabilities and filling my life with things that build that up, whether it's a good podcast episode that really focuses on helping you improve your self-esteem, whether that's surrounding myself with people that improve my self-concept, whether that's just thinking things through, whether that's listing out ways that I have been able to meet my own expectations and reading those whenever I feel down. I need to put Bergen down. His brother is eating hay without him, and he is very upset about it. He's gonna hop on over there and steal some hay from his brother, and they're gonna eat their hay together. Bonding, yay. But I don't know. I'm trying to eat better so that my mentality is better. I'm trying to work out so that I have more endorphins in my body so I feel more positive. And I'm trying to hang out with friends. One thing I am trying to do is stay away from alcohol. It's not that it's a problem for me or anything, but alcoholism, alcohol, the act of getting dependent on that substance runs in my family. And when I start to feel down, the last thing I want to do is drink because it makes me feel dependent on it. So I haven't been going out, and if I haven't been drinking. We have this thing called beer fridge at work where when we hit our goal, which it's summer and we sell fans, so we're gonna hit our goal like every day, we get to hit beer fridge, and then we all get to drink a seltzer, beer, something of those sorts from the fridge at the end of the day. And while that's fun and stuff, I've been staying away from that because I don't really want to drink at work. It makes me feel sad. It kind of feeds into that mindset. So those are all things that I've been doing just to try and go with the flow more. I've been trying to meditate, and meditation, I know that my mindset is really bad when it's hard for me to meditate because I can't stop thinking. When my mind is clear, meditating is very, very easy for me because I'm able to clear my mind and just go to whatever place I need to. But when I can't stop thinking long enough to concentrate on that thing is when I know my mindset is bad. So meditating has been a huge, huge, huge point for me, and I'm not at that point yet where I can control my thoughts and meditate on a certain thing. Like, one thing that they tell you to do when you meditate, especially when you do guided meditations, how many times can I say meditate in a sentence? Okay, is clear your mind. And when I clear my mind, I like to think that I'm looking up at the sky and there's clouds just passing by. That's one way that I do it with my little overstimulated ADHD brain. And that is enough for me to make myself feel like my mind is clear. But I can't do that right now, and that's how I know that I don't have much mental clarity and things are not going great. So I've been really focusing on trying to meditate. Living in a clean environment is obviously a huge one for me that I've talked about so many times. My environment is not clean right now. I'm working on it. It's a work in progress. But I just feel off when it's not, and that is one way that I'm trying to work on it and go with the flow more, is when my environment isn't clean and I'm not able to get to it immediately, being able to let go and say that it's okay and that my world is not going to end has been a huge point that I have been working on as well. Kind of all over the place, but I'm trying to give you guys some examples if you are going through the same thing where you just feel stuck and like you're not getting to where you need to be fast enough and things aren't working out for you. This is ways to help you go with the flow more. Sitting outside in nature, it's not super helpful if you're having a hard time meditating, for me at least, because when I sit out there, I still panic about all the things I need to get done. But as I become better at meditating, I become better at doing that. Focusing on how much music I'm listening to and that I'm using music as a tool and not a distraction. Anything really that I'm using as a tool and not a distraction, because my goal is not to distract myself with things, it's to use them as tools. Like listening to music that may make me like angry or want to push myself harder and things like that, I can listen to at the gym when I'm on the treadmill, but maybe not when I'm just in the car, because that's not helping me at all. It's more of a distraction, or it's making my emotions shift to a more negative headspace, and I don't need that. So yeah, I don't really know. I feel like this episode is definitely going to be short, but I just kind of wanted to talk about that because it's a big theme in my life right now, and I feel like it's something that is negatively impacting my life, so I'm trying to change it for the better. So yeah, if that's something that you feel like you relate to, I hope you got something out of this video. The end goal is to go with the flow and be okay with the outcome rather than being attached to the outcome. So if that's something you struggle with and you are working on focusing with, I'm the queen of focusing on it, or I'm the queen of being attached to the outcome and doing things to a fault. So this is what I'm doing. If you have any helpful tips, definitely reach out to me on Instagram at thatgirlthepod. If you want to follow me on TikTok at thatgirlthepod as well. I post as much as I can. Obviously, I post podcasts episodes every Wednesday and Sunday. All of my links are linked below as well, my personal as well as my podcast. That's really it. I would love to talk to you about it more if you are looking for a community to help you kind of achieve whatever goal you have, whether you need to work harder, you need to go with the flow more. I'm sure I have episodes that will help you out either way. And I think that's pretty much it. I would love for you to join the journey. We are so close to hitting my goal for followers on Spotify as well as Apple Podcasts, so I would love for you to join me there. Don't forget to leave a rating or a review because that skyrockets my amount of views that I get on my podcast and how easy it is for other people to discover it. So you don't have to leave a written review if you're not feeling it, but if you want to click those stars on Spotify as well as Apple Podcasts or that like on YouTube, it literally helps me out more than you know. Picture helping your favorite small business for free, because at the end of the day, I am a small business and I hope I'm your favorite one. And it's completely free. It takes 2 seconds of your time. It would mean the world, and I genuinely appreciate it more than you know. I think that's pretty much it. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you on Wednesday's episode. Bye, guys.